Hello? Hey. Hi. Hello, guys. We are starting. Sorry about that late start. Soup had a little bit of technical difficulty, but he went above and beyond to be here with us tonight. Welcome to BloqTalk. This is the 7th episode and the second episode this week, which is actually really cool. So kind of a special week. If you've never been here before, I'll tell you a little bit about what we're going to do and about myself, and then these guys are going to introduce themselves. Also, let me know if the volume needs to be turned up. Hexy is a little bit quiet for me, and I know you guys like people really, really loud. But it's Hexagonial's birthday today. So we are going to be celebrating that, and I am going to be doing a giveaway. Let me open that up really quick.
Birthday.
Should test it. Somebody test it for me. See if you're able to enter it. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Perfect. Okay, cool. So I'm going to give Hex a t-shirt of his choice. Am I too loud? I'm sorry. Is the music too loud? Let me know. This is always like the worst part, is setting up all of the audio. Okay, cool. So you do have to be following in order to win, and then Hex gets to pick whatever t-shirt design he wants from the store, and I will send that to him when I send all of the other shirts out. And I'm ashleyriott. I am a streamer here on Twitch, and I am the host of BloqTalk. I am here with my co-host Klouder, who's going to tell you a little bit about herself in 1 second, and we're here with Hexagonial and Souk, who I will call Soup the entire time that we're talking to him, so I apologize in advance for that. So first, Klouder is going to tell us a little bit about herself, and then Hexy and Soup will tell us a little bit about themselves.
Hi everyone, I'm Klouder. I'm a streamer on Twitch. I also do a lot for the Beat Saber modding group and Score Saber, and I also draw.
Yes. Hexy?
Hello, I am Hex, and I make maps. And I'm part of the ranking team.
Yes, and part of the ranking team. Very important. I want to talk about that a little bit today. And Soup, what about you?
Hello. I'm Souk. I play map and I make map, and that's pretty much it. Bogger.
Very cool. So what I like to start with is just tell us a little bit about yourselves. Whatever you feel comfortable with sharing. Like, you don't have to tell us your mailing address or anything, but if you're in school, what do you like to do in your spare time? Do you play any sports or things like that? So like I live in Canada, Alberta specifically, but I'm originally from the United States. I've been playing games for kind of my whole life. My primary VR game is Beat Saber, but I play a lot of other a lot of other VR games, and I also like to write and travel. What about you, Klouder? You in school?
Yeah, I'm in school currently. I'm going into my senior year. I do a lot of drawing. I have a music background. That's how I got into Beat Saber. And I play a variety of different games. Mainly has been Minecraft lately.
Alrighty, Hexy, what about you? Where are you from? What do you do?
I'm from Texas.
Wait, really? Did I know that?
Yeah.
What part of Texas are you? Well, I just told you that you didn't know, but what part of Texas are you from? Why did I know? Did I know that?
The northern part.
Okay, I was born and raised in Houston. Yeehaw, gamers. Lux ass from Texas. all
My
the...
keyboard's probably loud.
It's okay. It's not a big deal. What about you, Soup? Fellow Canadian?
I'm a Canadian. Live in Quebec, so I'm a French person. Pogger. And and I pretty much finished high school.
Wait, did you just graduate? Like this year?
Yes.
Sick.
No.
When?
Last year, but
Okay,
I had
sick.
stuff also.
Are you in school, Hex? Are you in college? What's your
I'm
main
going
thing?
through senior year of high school.
Very, very cool. Oh yeah, you're 8 years old today. Today is Hexagonial's birthday.
Yeah.
He turned 8 today. What do you want to What do you think you're gonna do after high school? Any idea?
Probably go to college.
Yeah. Do you want to? What are you interested in? I didn't know what I wanted to do when I finished high school.
Probably like computer science-based things.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I wish I hadn't. I did like pharmacy assistant stuff, and I dislike it tremendously because like I ended up in retail, and so I basically just work at a cash register all day. It's rough, but it taught me how to like make small talk. Very cool. So hi chat, we are here. Hexagonial has been around in mapping for a really long time. He's one of the most requested mappers that I get. People ask me all the time, when are you going to interview Hex? So he is here. And at the end of the show, we will let you guys ask the questions that you want of Soup and Hexy. So what are some, did you guys play, what I like to start with is kind of like, did you guys ever play any other rhythm games? I myself, personally, I played Guitar Hero, but really that was like it. Any Osu?
From the songs I've mapped, most people can figure out which one I've played before.
SDVX?
No.
What?
Osu.
Oh, Osu. I didn't play Osu, so I don't know any of the Osu songs.
It's better off if you don't play Osu.
I've played maybe like 5 hours of it. What about you, Soup? Do you play anything? Other rhythm games?
I actually never played any rhythm game before Beat Saber, but I played a lot of mobile the rhythm game, pretty much all of them.
So like Sidus and
Yeah,
all
I
of
played
those guys?
Sidus. I also played Geometry Dash a while ago, and I also made map for that, but they weren't good.
Oh, see, that's interesting. That's one of the questions that I like to ask too. Is have you mapped for any other game? Like, did you ever map for
I mean,
Osu
I
Hex,
have
or did you map for?
I map not for rhythm games, so that's the thing. Like Freak said yesterday, I mapped for Halo too.
No way. So you did like
Halo
Forge stuff as
3.
well.
Yeah, Forge.
Very
was
cool.
You could make a lot of game mode with that. It was awesome.
Yeah, Forge was sick. I played a lot of Forge stuff, but I actually didn't like make anything in it. But I played so much Halo. It was disgusting, actually. What about you, Hex? Did you map for Osu at all?
I made a few practice maps, but that's pretty much it.
But nothing ever really seriously.
Yeah, no serious maps.
Very cool. How long were you like very into? See, that's interesting. So we have somebody that did play rhythm games, and I think that like most of the people that I've interviewed so far had rhythm game experience. It's pretty rare that they hadn't played any, so that's kind of interesting. So, did you play like other VR games? I guess you played Halo. Were you like more of a shooter console person?
I bought VR to play VR chat, and
No way.
never played VR. I never played VR chat actually. And then when Beat Saber came out, I started like playing the game a lot, and then I didn't play for like a month when the modding was still like pretty early. So I started playing back in like June, but after I started playing VR chat in August.
I remember I did a like a puzzle map with Hexagonial and Soup once, and you guys made people rage quit because it was like an escape. Yeah, you made Danny rage quit. It was like an escape room, and Soup and Hex just like we were supposed to like figure out this like number thing that goes on the door, and they just ran up and started pushing the buttons over and over.
Yeah, I mean, if you gave me enough time, I would have gotten it correct.
Nobody had time for that. They were like, stop. And then the next room was like a piano, and they were just started smashing. And I was dying, but people were very upset. People just like left the room. So if you've not had a chance to play with them together, I highly suggest escape rooms. It's a really good place to start. Cool. So what about musical instruments? Do either of you have any like instrument experience?
No.
Back in middle school, I played the clarinet for 3 years.
Really? Don't.
That's pretty much it.
What is funny about the clarinet? That is awesome. Don't laugh.
I find it a funny name.
Clarinet.
It is.
Clarinet Pog. Clarinets are sick. Cool. So let's talk about Beat Saber, because that's what everybody wants to talk about. So how did you get in?
I really like that game.
Which one?
Beat Saber.
Oh, I've never heard of that. Tell me about it. So how did you get into Beat Saber? Did you guys both start playing kind of right when it came out? I know
was
Hexy,
loaded
you
by Bandit.
didn't have a VR headset, right?
Yeah, I was mapping without VR.
Cool. So you found it through Bandit. That's actually not the first time I've heard that. What about you, Soup? Did you play it like from the get-go? What made you get it?
What made me get it is I had a coworker in like 2017. During the summer, it was like even before it was the release, and he already like heard about the game because it was in development, and I heard about it and he knew I had a VR, but when it came out, I already knew about it, so I just bought it instantly and played day one, and I was super excited to play it. So, and I played all the OST map like everyone, and there wasn't any mod, so I just stopped playing since it was pretty much too easy at the time. And
Right, like you just played all the OSTs.
yeah, the OST were really easy because we didn't have Expert Plus, we only had Expert, and it was back in June, and I started playing back, and it was all of the new map, like it was at the same time the Hex started mapping, so I came to like Happy Song V1,
Oh,
the one,
goodness.
Everyone's favorite.
and I just farmed that for like 2 weeks.
That was my best map.
Best
Happy
map
Song
ever.
V1, yeah. And so you started mapping because of Bandit. Sorry, we called him Bandit. I don't know who Bandit is. You're right. Bandit. You how did you find Bandit?
Oh my god.
Well, actually, it was my older brother told me about Beat Saber first, so I was interested in mapping for it, even though I've never played it. So I downloaded the Edit Saber and made my first map, uploaded it, and then I saw Bandit was streaming, and I found him out through his YouTube videos because they kept getting recommended to me. So I joined his stream and found out he played my map. That's basically how it all started.
And how was that? Like, what was it like the first time, like, do you know what I mean? Like, somebody played your map and you saw it on stream or you saw it on YouTube. What was that like for you? Was it cool?
It was interesting.
What was the first map that you released?
Happy Song.
Happy Song V1. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. So how many maps have both of you released for Beat Saber?
A lot.
Like, if you had to give us a rough estimate, 30, 40, 50.
Over 50, I think. Last time I
50.
saw.
Yeah, it was quite a few pages. What about you, Souk? You're kind of newer to the mapping than Hex, who's been kind of doing it since.
Yeah, I pretty much started mapping in like actually like in February when I actually like I did Yugure, which it took me like a month to just remake because to be rankable and stuff. So I spent a lot of time on that, and I started actually mapping for real pretty much in May, and I've released like 10 map now.
Mm-hmm. And you've released like 4 versions of Book of Laws. I learned that today when I was.
Oh no, it's just because it's about the ranking criteria, and we can't delete map from Beat Saber right now.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm stuck with them.
I was like, why are there so many of these? I don't know which one to play.
Yeah, I have short version and the full version, so that's the reason. But yeah, I have also a collab with Mystic. I also, yeah, that's pretty much it. The rest is all on my Beat Saber.
And what made you decide to go from playing to mapping? Because you said you've just been mapping for a couple of months now, which is actually really impressive. Because your maps are super good for being so new to it.
The thing is that I started mapping in like July, but I had like the Edit Saber, and I was really not good, and I really didn't like what I was doing, so I just stopped. And in October, I tried to map a song called QLWA by T Pazolite, and it just ended up not good for a song that I really liked, so I never like finished it. So it was like I never tried to do a lot of map when I wasn't good enough to make them. So
Right. Freak talked about that a little bit, like mapping one of the songs that you really love and kind of ruining the song for yourself and how discouraging that can be, and kind of starting with maps or songs that you aren't in love with, you know what I mean?
yeah, just like Yugure, I actually made the map in November, but I remade it in February because I didn't like it, and so that's the thing. starting from there, there's Chromebox that is like the second map that I made, but it's still not ready. So yeah.
I agree with Moppy. Book of Law is actually really fun. We played multiplayer today, and I just kind of did like tons of Hex and Souk maps. I made everybody play all y'all's songs. So yeah, it was fun. People really liked Book of Law. People really liked Macaroon as well, which we used in my tournament. It was part of our song pool, and a lot of people hadn't seen it until then. Are there any maps that you are particularly proud of that you've released? Like one that you're just like, this is like my best?
Yugure. Yugure is probably my best map because I really love speedcore, and I feel like it does a job of representing the music. So I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, there's a multiplayer. It's updated very recently. Well, it's not official. What about you, Hex? What's your favorite map that you've released? Daisuke? Happy Song V1?
I actually don't know.
Really? It's hard for me. I think my favorite of yours is Nuclear Star. I can't beat it, but I think the map is so well done.
I had a good time with that one.
Yeah, I
both
really
playing
like
and
it.
mapping it.
Yeah, I can't beat it. It's a little too hard for me, but I think it's really well mapped. Like it fits the music very well. It's just challenging enough without being like where it's going to injure people. You know what I mean? But it's still like very hard. It's kind of like my goal song at the moment. Like the one thing I want to be able to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Since you can't find one that is your favorite, I'm gonna tell you one, which is my favorite.
Which is Takahiro. Swear.
Maybe Smile, but it was my favorite map for a while. But I like the new Eric McClure map. They're very slow, but they're actually so good. Just because the songs are good.
Takahiro. I watched Hammer months ago when I first started playing. He was trying to get 1,000,000 points back when that was like, hard to do. I was watching him farm it. It was one of his favorites. Trendsetter. Do you guys have a favorite Hex and Souk map? My favorite Souk map right now is Book of Law because it's new and the streams I think are really cool. And Hex gave it to me actually on stream, and I was like, who made this? This is so good. I really like this.
Anyone remember about Rocket? Smile?
Rocket?
It's actually such a good song.
Oh, Rocket, yeah. I was thinking ROCET, but like Rocket, yeah. I still sometimes fail it.
It's a bit big.
Frame of Mind.
Oh no, don't talk about that.
Wait, what?
I never uploaded that map, so
Which
I
map?
didn't feel. It was called Frame of Mind, and I actually finished the song, but it was actually so bad, so I never uploaded it, and I never talk about it.
So that kind of brings me to my next question. Are there any maps that you're particularly like ashamed of, that you just never want to see the light of day, or that you have deleted off of Score Saber, or not Score Saber, but Beat Saber, that you don't want anybody to ever play ever?
I mean, yeah, exactly. Frame of Mind. It was like I wanted to try the slow song, but it was really boring and not fun, so I didn't like it, and I never uploaded it. But for the rest of my map, I'm pretty happy with them. So yeah.
Mine is probably gonna have to be G1. I
Like,
just hate
that's the
that
one?
map.
I hate that map too. I'm sorry.
Just sucks, man. Why is there not
Most people
spamming it?
do.
I'm just like, I can't do this. But and like it's so doable, and it will give me so much PP, but it's just like, then I have to play G1.
Why is it
I'm
worth
sorry.
so much?
I don't know. You did this to us. Why did you
I tried
do
to
it?
unrank it.
Do you guys have a least favorite hexagonial map? Do you have a least favorite Souk map?
Daisuke
G1?
doesn't count.
Daisuke doesn't count.
Which Daisuke?
Happy V1.
Happy V1 is my favorite. Sorry, but it's my favorite. You can't remove that from me.
Countdown 3, 2, 1. Best hex map.
It's V1. I love the ending.
Daisuke.
Alright, what's your second least favorite hex map then? Because Daisuke doesn't count.
Daisuke 2 died for this.
Me too.
Brain power. That's actually a good one. That one is very difficult for me to score on as well.
I like brain power.
I
have the
really like
worst
brain
score.
power. The thing is that I don't like there's like 2 resets that are very random and they always get me.
Oh, Hammer
The
actually
only
likes
thing I
Daisuke. Is in the top 5 that you like. I like Teo too. I like Teo. I was really happy
Teo's
when I
good.
beat that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I felt so accomplished when I beat it, and I
Mhm.
haven't done it since.
I was cursed for a long time on that banner part. I was
Yeah.
cursed for a while.
Sometimes I forget Teo exists.
Oh, Hammer! It's in his top 5 words. Teo reminds me of a lot of Routine. Like Routine and Teo, they have a lot of very similar patterns in it.
I like Teo, but I don't like Routine.
Routine
is-
so yeah though.
It's so cute, but it's like I'm
Yeah,
tired.
but I feel like the song is better than the map though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Ooh.
kinda.
Ooh.
Still
Yeah,
good.
those
Oh.
jumps are pretty disgusting.
I get tired. I'm like, at about a minute before the song actually ends, I'm like, I feel like I'm done. Like, I would be happy if the song was over now. And like,
dance whenever I play that song.
and I can score really well on it until about a minute left, and then I'm tired. And you can't pause. It's not allowed. So how would each of you guys describe your mapping style?
Scuffed.
That is not true. What about you, Soup? How would you describe your mapping style?
Stamina.
Stamina?
That's
Chrome box.
Chrome box, smiley face. Yeah, I just like simple stuff. If it's simple, then I map it. And it probably end up being like 4 minutes because I want it ranked. And it's probably gonna be spam of something.
So do you guys, is that something that's important to both of you? Is it something that you keep in mind whenever you're mapping, is that you want something to be ranked? Because I know Hex, you release a lot of stuff that's not really for ranking. I would describe Hex as more of like, honestly, like OG challenge mapper, if anything, if I had to describe you as anything. And super inspired mapping as well. Like, it never feels like any map that I play by you is just notes that you threw out. Like, they always make sense. Your maps make sense. But yeah, if you're making a map, do you think about ranking? Is that important to both of you guys?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
For me, I would say yes actually. But the thing is that it's really hard to get your stuff ranked. So I try to make stuff, and because I feel like the ranking criteria really help also with just the mapping in general. If it's rankable, it's usually pretty good too. So
Yeah, see, I've heard Pud say that pretty frequently in chat, is that if you follow those guidelines, then you're generally going to make a good map. It's not going to have, like, clappers or 3 wide walls or notes into bombs and things like that. It's something we talk about pretty frequently.
because just trying to get it ranked, you also like just review your map constantly. So you try to get stuff that is like people are gonna most likely like just like. So that's the thing. But also the problem with trying to get your stuff ranked is upload, re-upload, delete,
Yeah.
re-upload. So
The
it's
updating system is
we're just waiting for
non-existent.
the Beat Saber update to have the editing. Could be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult when you have, like, 4 versions of something. Do you know when they're... I guess we have no idea. Is it from the newest update with the song format changes? Is that what caused all that?
I mean, they updated the website at the same time, so
Yeah.
that's the reason.
Gotcha. Cool. And Hexagonial is, if you guys don't know, which I know a lot of you guys do, Hexagonial is also a member of the ranking team. So what is that like? Has it changed the way that you look at mapping at all?
sort of. I used to think ranking a map was good, but there's a lot of situations where a map is better off unranked.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you mean by that? Give us an example.
Like, for example, Angryfer. I wouldn't want to take away the streams and the chorus from that just to make it ranked.
Because they fit the song. Or like, certain dancey maps that kind of have gimmicks in them that are maybe not rankable, but make the song awesome.
Yeah.
Things like that. Got it.
Move to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, like certain people's interpretations of map, you don't want to take that away with ranking.
I think that's actually really important. I think a lot of people
Yeah,
get
like
really
there's a lot of
focused.
people that I'll see in mapping discussion come in and they're like, I want my first map to be ranked, which isn't such a good thing to go by for your first map, because one, your first map's gonna be bad. Two, if you just keep going by rank and only that, you're not gonna get too much of your own style and experimentation.
My first map was ranked before not even having to re-upload it. It was awesome.
But again, you said that you spent like months on it, right? Like you spent a lot of time making sure that it was able to be ranked, and you're pretty involved in the community as well. So you pay attention to the requirements. And
the thing is that when you're actually like good at the game, you also know what to work or doesn't work.
You can also test a lot, right? Like you can play the map that you're working on, and you can tell if it feels good, if there's big errors in it, things like that, if it's off time.
Yeah, there's also a lot of things that new mappers don't really get. Like that it's sometimes better to, like the stream sometimes they start on the like the upswing is on the not on the beat, and it just mess with the rest of the stream. But some mappers don't realize that. It's just minimal like mistake that you just need to have experience. So, yeah.
Yeah, and what Mappy said, like the ranking community and the mapping community is in a much better place. It's like in a it's getting stronger and stronger, I think. How do you guys feel about the change to ranking requirements where we're requiring more difficulties of maps? Do you think that that's been healthy for the community or a hindrance? Yeah, you like it? What about you, Soup?
I find it good to have it, but the thing is that it also required to. I just think 4 minutes is too long. It should be like 3.
3 minutes? 3.5 minutes, maybe. I mean, I prefer like 1.5 minute songs in general, especially because like I do a lot of multiplayer and things like that. So I just want to be able to, switch between different difficulty levels, and I love it. I think it's great, and I think that we're also seeing a lot more collaboration, which I think is really cool.
Collaboration is really good.
Yeah, I think that's so important, right? Like, Volcanic, Hexy, and Soup collaborated on that. You see like different difficulty levels. I made them play that in multiplayer today. Volcanic. And yeah, stamina, right? Like if you want to play for a long time, sometimes it's better just to have like the TV sized versions of songs, which is nice. So when you're doing a rank, or what do you think are some of the? We'll focus on Hex a little bit. We're going to talk about ranking a little bit. What is it that you look at when you are asked to mod a map? When you sit down, and what's the first thing you do? Do you just kind of start at the beginning? Do you make notes? Tell us what it's like to be a ranking team member.
When I mod a map, I just start at the beginning, and yeah, I just list everything I see basically. And if there are too many issues, I now just kind of skip the map and give them an overall list of issues instead of citing individual specific ones, because that's going to take way too long.
Mm-hmm. And if it's just a couple of things, then it's like timestamps and here are the parts that you need to change.
That's the best case scenario.
Does that ever happen? How often does that happen?
It's happened once, and it was for trusting.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I remember looking at a few of his mods before ranking team, and they were just like multiple pages long.
Oh my lord. So when
they're usually 1.5 pages long.
And how many words? Like, is it bullet pointed or is it like paragraphs?
The bullet points.
That's not too bad. I mean, it's bad, but it's a lot of work. So like, how long would it take you to do like a 4-minute song?
Just a one diff, probably like an hour on average.
And so now that there's 4 difficulties, when you take a song, do you generally just do all of the difficulties? Is that how kind of? Okay. So how long would that take? Do the lower difficulties take less time just because there's generally less notes?
Yeah, that and because they probably showed us similar issues.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. So like it's usually uniform mistakes. kind of throughout the whole thing. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, actually. So when you guys are mapping a song, do you start with the hardest difficulty and then prune? What about you, Soup?
Yeah, I do start with the highest difficulty, and when I make the lower one, I start from scratch.
Oh, really? So like the lowest, you don't actually prune, or do you just do every single one all on its own standalone?
The thing is that I'm doing like the top diff as like the one that I, without really caring about the difficulty. But then when I go on the lower one, I just start from scratch and go and try to find different rhythm. Just because like making stuff not jump doesn't make it really much easier. It makes it just more scuff, in my opinion.
That's actually really interesting. So you don't really try and keep it like the same map but simpler. You make it just a brand new map with a lower difficulty.
But it's and a whole new map, which is like easier. But there's like map that I did. I finished like today, which is Break. But that one I didn't rechart it because it was entirely just double. It's just double spams. So I just took some part from that I did from Expert and did the hard version with that. Since it's really similar with the rhythm, you can't map other thing. But if it's more complex, you can't really like take that. I don't know.
That's really interesting. And so for you, Hex, since you prune, how long would you say that takes? Because I heard a lot of mappers kind of complaining about that issue, that it was going to take so much more time if they were having to do expert, or expert plus, expert, and hard. But how long do you think it takes you to turn an expert plus into an expert and then an expert into a hard?
For all the difficulties below the top difficulty, it probably takes half the time it took to map the top difficulty.
Oh, that's really cool. That's not bad at all. But I think honestly that's more than I would have guessed if I had to guess. I would say that's actually more time than I thought it would be, but still not too bad. And about how quickly do you guys map now? So per minute of song, let's say.
What do you mean? Wait, I didn't
so
understand.
like if you're doing like you're doing a 4-minute song, does it take you an hour per minute to map that minute? So like a 4-minute song would take you 4 hours. Is it longer than that? And that's before you edit it, like just the raw thing that you get out.
It depends so much. It depends so much of the song. You can't really tell. Like if it's only like I map Break in 1 hour, it's a 2-minute song because it's really simple in the rhythm. But if you take like for me, like Chromebox looks like a double spam. It took me so long to make because I wasn't really good at mapping at the time, and it was like just trying to make sure everything is charted to everything. It's so hard when you don't know about it.
Yeah, have you found that you've gotten quicker as time has gone on?
Yeah, I would say yeah, because it's just you just learn to hear things more simpler and way to just like I used to listen to the song on very slow, like with like at 10% of the speed, but now I just listen to it 60%. It's just faster and you can just chart. Yeah.
What about you, Hex? So you say it depends tremendously, but like give us like the high end and the low end. Like what's one of the longer songs per minute, like hour that it takes you, and then what are your quicker maps?
It takes between 30 minutes to an hour for each minute, usually.
Half an hour, that's actually really fast. What's the map that you think you've spent the most time on?
Soulless 5.
Okay, well, aside from your 17-minute map, what map have you spent the most time on?
I don't know, actually. That's the only one that stands out.
Yeah. Were you proud of that one when it came out? It was just like, I think you described it as 17 minutes of anxiety.
Yep.
What about you, Soupy? I guess probably your first map was the one that took you the longest?
No, it's Chromebox. The first map that I made was really fast. It was speedcore and it was just really simple. It was a jump stream, and at the first time I made it, it took me like 30 an hour, which is still pretty long as for a map. But when I went back on it, it took me maybe 5 hours to fix it, and had like complexity in the jump stream. And also, I pretty much redid the whole map in like 5 hours. But the thing is that Chromevox for me was the longest one. It took me 12 hours, and I also spent like another 10 hours just fixing stuff on it.
And how long is Chromevox?
The map is 4 minutes. Wait, is it? It's more than 4 minutes, but I don't remember my MO much. So.
And then when you go back, Hex, so you say like 30 minutes to an hour when you're mapping, but then how long do you think it takes you to like edit and kind of fix things? Like he was saying, he went back and it took him another 5 hours after he initially charted it.
Maybe like half the time if it's okay already.
23 hours on Chromevox. It's about 4 minutes long. That's actually not too bad, I don't think. I mean, it's a lot of time though, right? People don't realize that this is work, right? Like it's hours and hours and hours of creative work that people just don't. So thank your mappers. I say this like literally every show. Thank your mappers for, I think that I've probably spent more hours playing Hexagonial maps than any other mapper in the game. To be honest, if I think about it. It is work. It's free work. Hey, Umbra. Umbra's here listening to us.
Smiley face.
And so, how do you guys feel about the way that the meta has kind of changed and the way that mapping has changed over the course of Beat Saber? Since Beat Saber started and since the very first mapper tool?
All I have to say is I'm glad that jump meta is over.
Is it over? I'm also glad though.
Kind
Holy
of.
smokes.
And I'm so happy.
I want stream meta back. Go ahead, sorry.
It's not that I don't feel like the mapping has changed really much. It's just like we had the jump meta for a while, but it was mostly because people were just pretty much new. But the thing is, we still have jump to this day. But the way I map myself is I just don't really see it as like the bottom lane. I just see it as I use all the lane. I just don't really mind if it's a jump or anything. So I try to use as much as I can and make a pattern without really caring about the harm of the player. So
without caring about the arm of the player. Yeah, that was one thing about jump maps that I was just like, and I kind of went back and forth with it because it's like, do you put the responsibility on mappers? Or, I mean, you have to kind of blame people, but at the same time, if something is ranked and it has these ridiculous jumps that are very, very fast, people are going to farm it. They're going to try their best to, get the best scores on these, and people are going to hurt them. They're going to hurt their joints. They're going to hurt their elbows. They're going to hurt their wrists. They're going to hurt their shoulders. So it's like, do we as a community try and change that? Do we let the responsibility all fall on the player? It was kind of a challenging time, honestly.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, people were dying. Like
The scoring changes on the update definitely helped with that, though.
For sure.
if you can't play the map, then don't play it. Smile.
But people just don't. I mean, people care so much about rank and like PB farming, and
it's like, to an extent, we can only help so much at that point. Like, if they care that much, we can't really stop them without cutting it for everyone.
It's not the problem with them. Like, just look at the top player, which is like super fast stuff. Just we want that kind of thing, but at the same time, it's just we can't really don't map this. It's the fault of the player if they don't want to break their wrist. If the mapper wants to make a breaking wrist stuff, then go for it.
You don't want to stifle creativity, right? Like, you don't want to stop people from creating what they want to create.
Like I said, when I map, I don't care about what's the player gonna feel with his body.
You heard it here first. Mappers don't care how your body feels, so please be careful. Please stretch before you play. They are creating art. They cannot be responsible if you kill yourself. I know people who've actually they need surgery because of Beat Saber, and I'm just like, stop. But I mean, I'm also like, because of my surgery and my body, I'm very protective of injury and stuff, so I won't, if I can feel a song hurting me, I just will not play it. And it's easy for me to do that, but some people just don't care. They play with like broken wrists and broken elbows. Toki's like, I'll break my arms. Smile.
If I can't beat it, I just downvote it.
There you go. That's also a very good tactic, is just to downvote it at the end.
Get rid of the downvote button, please. Smile.
My friend got tendonitis from Milk Crown. Thank you, Hex. Milk Crown's another good one that I will never beat because of the jumps, but I really, really, really like the song. I love the beginning of it. If I can't beat it, I downvote it. That's why I downvote. Serves him right. Man, I think Hex has also hurt me more than any other mapper, but I must take responsibility for my own actions. Do you guys have favorite mappers? Like, are there mappers that when you're going through the new uploads that you always download and try out their stuff?
Yes. Lolop and like Bananan. They're mostly super stupid, but it's so fun to try and beat.
Super stupid. And you said Lolop as well, Hex?
Yeah, Lollop.
Yeah, I think Lolop is a genius. I would need to get him on here and talk about Automapper. Sniffies? How do you guys feel about Sniffies? There's a new Through the Fire and Flames $1,000 bounty. Do you guys think anybody's gonna get that soon? Before AX?
Through the fire sniffies.
Yeah. The lop charts are really fun. And there's like a really good spread of the lop charts. And the lop is also creating AI that's going to take mapping from all of us. How do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about Automapper and Autolighter?
It's sick for a player like Jackie.
Jack.
He has challenge infinite amount of challenge map with testing.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. And like possible, and yeah, it's insane. I think Automapper's insane. I don't even know how his brain was capable of making that. You know what I mean? Like, eventually he's gonna take over though. You so man's grievous lady. You don't think so? It won't. Do you ever worry that the robots are gonna take your jobs?
It's just gonna make a challenge map, pretty much. It can't really make good chart, to be honest. It doesn't have like any gimmick or stuff like that. So
it also doesn't feel right. It doesn't have emotions, and so it can't like map with the same kind of intent that we can, if that makes sense. That sounds probably really cheesy, but
yeah,
they're just notes that are just out there.
Various mapper guy is gonna take over mapping.
I'm very worried about various mappers taking our jobs. That guy is crazy.
He makes so many maps, and they're all so long.
The strat for Through the Fire and Flames is to go onto a tennis court with a quest. Yeah, it's good because it uses no placement for most of Mania, so it's good, but not for like rank and maps overall. Yeah. How about Autolighter? For or against? Do you guys do your own lights?
It's so good.
It's
Good.
Don't let Alco hear you.
I have my. I had a Lolop make a lighting for my prayer, which is the collab that I did with Mystic, and it looks so good. Which just you just have to rework a bit the lighting and had like spin and stuff, but it just give you so much more time. It's so good.
And then manually tweak, yeah. Are you guys excited for the 360 maps? What do you think about that?
I don't know how I feel about those.
Yeah? Is change spooky scary?
I wonder how you map them. Like, how does it work in the editor?
Yeah, so Frig was talking about it a little bit. I mean, this is obviously in the 2D Everyday Until You Like It editor, but there's like a section where you put a degree. So like, if there's the main lane, and then it's like 15 degrees to the right or 15 degrees to the left or 40, and that also places the notes. So it still has the same lanes, but it places them in basically around your character as well.
So like event triggers?
Kind of. And then I don't know how they're going to do it for like the HMDs on PC. Go ahead, sorry.
It's basically what I understood from Freak yesterday is that you have like the exact same thing, but you just specify that this one is coming from that direction. So it's I'm guessing it's just like at that moment it switched at that direction, and then you map that.
And it's kind of like the light section. Yeah, he's saying events as well. I'm saying events. So it's like how you have the lighting events on the side, but you have like the degree events on the side for each note. And yeah, people are worried that it'll make them sick, which I think once it hits, and Frig was saying this as well, once it hits the custom world and people can do whatever they want with it, I'm horrified about what's going to happen.
What I think is that how it's gonna work with if Squeak sees update the editor, it's gonna be like just like BPM change. Like at that moment, the BPM change, but it's gonna be the angle change. So it shouldn't be too hard to map. But
are you excited? Yeah. Do you think it would be cool? Do you have like ideas for it?
So like, I just want to do the pace, like the what do you call it in English? The
pacer test. Yeah.
Yeah. You can just map that and do back and forth.
Just run around in circles, like literally in your room.
Literally.
People are gonna do so many right rounds. Somebody was saying too, like, why not just do like all the way around your character so that blocks fall from the sky and like come up from the ground?
That's
also,
gonna be interesting.
Also, how is it going to affect ranking? Like ranking 360 maps and like, I
don't
think
think
it's cool.
it's ever gonna be ranked.
They wouldn't be in ranking because they're a separate game mode.
What, I mean, in a year? Who knows? Rank all of them. I'm excited though because like that was one of the things that before that got announced, and Freak was saying this too, is that this was something that he had in mind at the like launch of Beat Saber. He wanted to do 360 mapping, so I think it's really cool that it's finally coming out. But also people were always saying like there needs to be something new with Beat Saber, and I really think that like 360 mapping could be that thing. Also, yeah, like ranking 6 light maps. Jeez. I would die.
I'm just scared that people are gonna abuse that function.
Well, of course they will. I mean, they abuse everything they possibly can right now.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a good game mode, but not for ranks. At least, like, because the problem with if it's a rank is that there's a lot of people that just can't move in their place. So
yeah, and they were talking about that too. Like, it might just be, and of course, nothing is set in stone. So don't be disappointed, or don't go yell at people. Don't go yell at the devs on Twitter or leave bad reviews if any of this doesn't come to pass, because they want everybody to have as much as they possibly can from Beat Saber, and they're going to do whatever they can to make that happen in whatever capacity. But I saw like mention of 120 degrees, 150 degrees, things like that for people with headsets that are wired and, you know, who don't have a Quest that's completely wireless and can be taken out of, you know, into whatever play space that you have.
Yeah, I just want to say, for any kind of added lanes, they can't be rankable in any sense because the algorithm won't be able to read them.
And it doesn't even understand that they're more difficult, right? It just thinks
the
algorithm.
It also just won't be able to read them at all.
Yeah.
Because it's not base game. And I doubt that Umbra would have the time to do that.
PPV3 win. I need to interview Umbra.
When the panda has time.
Adds 100 lanes, just 360, 360. Yeah, come talk to us about PP. Umbra, we have questions for you. Also, today's Hexagonial's birthday, by the way. We're doing a giveaway for him.
Don't forget to wish happy birthday.
Yes, if you want to give him a present, I yoinked his donation link, so that will be in the chat. We are giving him a t-shirt, and we're also going to give away a t-shirt to the chat for Hex's birthday at the end of the stream. Do you guys want to play a game now? We've been talking for a little while. That was quick. So this is a game that I came up with. It's called I Made This. And you will not be the first one. If you get it wrong, you will not be the first one. Freak was the first mapper to get one of these wrong yesterday. Everybody else has gotten it right. So we've had somebody miss one. So if you guys miss it, it will not be the first one. Basically what's going to happen is I'm going to put up a GIF on the screen of a map from one of these guys. And there's not going to be any sound or any lights, and they're going to try and guess what the map is. There's going to be a poll with like 4 options. If you guys think that you know what it is, please don't yell it out. This has happened twice now, where the mappers get really excited and they yell out what the map is, and then the chat can't guess. So the chat can play along with this. They can guess the map as well alongside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a freak on yesterday, and the last one was through the fire and flames, and all of the answers were through the fire and flames.
Oh, so that's why that was on your stream.
Yeah. Because I had to. Let me pull up the extension. And then we'll also do the draw for the giveaway at the end of stream, but make sure that you enter it, and you have to be following in order to be eligible to win. You have to be here when I call it out. You have to answer in chat within 2 minutes, or we will re-roll you.
Yes.
Clouder than steel.
No.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Can you just like make the sound effects from Louder Than Steel
Wait,
and we'll
but this
map
was
it?
easy.
Okay, so if you think you know what it is, before I even put the answers up, message it in our group chat, and I want to see if you're right, because that's like the added difficulty.
I know it.
Yeah. It's actually
Yes.
crazy.
It's my map.
Okay. I thought you were...
It's reality check through the skull, obviously.
Yeah. Wait. No, it's not expert plus, it's expert actually. I don't know. What label do we take, Smile?
Okay, it's up now for peeps. I'll put her name or her Discord behind it. Wait, I know. Those weren't any of my guesses. So the way that I do this is I download every single map from the mappers that I'm interviewing, and then I go into, I kind of sort them by the release date. And then I go into practice mode and I play through them. And I find some, like, it's a little harder when they have less maps. But I try and keep the release dates around the same time because mapping styles tend to be more similar around the same release dates. And I try and find songs that are similar in appearance to put, but it doesn't matter because like mappers know what they map. Who knew? Who knew if you put all of the blocks down, then you recognize the blocks and the patterns that you put them down in?
I feel like I'm gonna get one of mine wrong.
Are you stressed? Are you scared about it? I bet you won't. Might have money on you.
I don't have many maps, so it's pretty easy to tell which one is it.
I really like this map. It's really fun.
I really like it too.
It's berets.
Look about right, Smile.
Wait, why is this? Wait, Klouder, you didn't even tell me that you're not showing up for some reason. Let me fix.
What?
Oh, you're down here.
I'm not?
I fix. There. You were below the background. I don't know how you got down there. I just noticed it.
Oh no.
Nobody said anything. Hello? Clouder's very important, you guys.
I'm not.
I fix. Alright. Let's see. Did you message me? Oh, yeah, you were right. Yeah, before it was even up. And chat got it right too. So this was Volcanic. This was a collab with Hexagonial and Soup, which is why I picked this one. And this was Soup's difficulty. This was the expert, not the hell version of it. So it's not the hello, welcome. You got it right. This is actually a really fun map if you guys haven't played it. I really like maps that do this where your right hand is doing something very different, like on the offbeat from your left hand. Cry does a lot of this in his maps as well. And
I love this map.
yeah, it's so fun.
Smiley face.
Oh, the first Volcanic, yeah, that one's a good one too. I'll put the next one up now. See if you guys can get it before I put the answers up.
Huh?
That was easy.
That's not one of my maps.
Let me actually turn the music off too, because I don't want the beat to trick people. Solus 5. It's not really Solus 5. Could be Solus 5, I'm not telling.
I wrote something in the group chat.
I'll check it. I'm putting in all the options.
I think it's the first one that I said. Maybe. Daisuke V3. Oh, girl.
So Soup has put a guess in the chat. I'll put up the answers. You can see if what you guessed is on here.
Oh, it's on there.
And chat can vote now. Daisuke, die.
This one's pretty hard.
What do you... Well, don't tell me yet, but I'll ask you what you think it is. Like the map is hard, or like guessing the map is hard?
Guessing the map.
Oh, okay.
The
All
thing
my maps
is
look the
that
same.
all of
This
the
isn't
other
fair.
options are too fast.
All my maps look the same. This isn't fair. That's not true. But
Yeah, I guess this one using the BPM.
Yeah, it's just really slow, so compared to the other option. Like, it's clearly not the rest.
why can't I select Happy V1? I'm going to play Happy Song V1 as soon as I finish the interview. That is my plan.
Wait, why?
Because I need to do it. It is Soup's favorite map. It has been brought up several times. I'm going to play that, and then I'm going to play Packet Hero, and then I'm going to die happy. So what do you think it is? I'll say that it is a hex map, clearly, because all of the options are hex maps. Which one do you think it is, Hexy?
All of the map in the
Routine.
selection are mine.
I think it is routine.
Not mine.
Everybody in the chat thinks it's routine as well, and it is. It is routine. But routine and Teo, I think, have a lot of similar parts, which is why I put them both on the list. Did you guys get it right? Most people did.
I did get it right, but Teo is way faster. Happy Song, it was obviously not Happy
Mhm.
Song.
Happy
And
song.
Nuclear Star is like super. The NGS is different, and it's also
Soup
very
actually
faster.
got it right before I even put the answers up on. He got it right in our group chat without even seeing the
Yeah.
answers.
Mm-hmm. It could have been
That's
a
the same
Aurora Theory one because it was pretty slow, but for the when I saw the forced election, it was pretty obvious. I love that map.
Wait, but this isn't.
Shh. This is all. I made all the gifts. I played all of them. Okay, so Hex has guessed. I will put up the options. You can see if it's on here. You think you are, but you have to have more confidence. It's
Oh.
popping up right now. I let the mappers guess before I put the options up. Those dots are so familiar. No. If it is cycle hit, it's the expert, which is all Hex's notes if you read the description. Smile.
I really hope I didn't put those patterns. I actually really hope I never put those down.
But Hex's part on cycle hit is what killed me. Literally, and it is stuff. You guys know this map. Hex's part is, everybody guessed pretty much 75% of you guys, was what it was like what made me know Hex. Was I would fail your part on cycle hit like every single time, and I was like, oh my god, fuck Hex. He destroys me every single time.
I used to be so good at this map, cycle it, back in the day. I could ult full combo until after Hex part, and then it switched to someone else part, and it was Cuff, and I couldn't do it. And I was sad.
I still to this day, I mean, I'm sure you guys do as well, get requested cycle hit on a very regular basis. Like, please play cycle hit, and I'm just like...
I never played it since like September.
Since September? I played it today, Smile.
The way I guessed it with cycle hit is that I never played expert version of cycle hit, so I didn't know it.
Man, I thought too if I did like Mystic's part, it might stand a chance. If I just did, because your part's like very obviously yours.
That's my map.
I made this.
Okay, this one's easy.
I made this. That's my map. I made this.
Smile? Chocolate Planet isn't even one of my maps.
Chocolate Planet.
It's a mystic map.
Okay, but you don't have as many maps as Hex, okay? So I had to do my best.
The thing is that Chocolate Planet is uploaded on my account, but it's not mine.
Should have made Frame of Mind into a GIF.
Oh no.
I need that map sent to me. Also, yeah, this map
I
is
actually
really
think
fun.
I still have it.
You need to play it. Hey Faith, welcome. We're playing. I made this, and Soup literally just said, "That's my map." Smile.
I'm a winner.
It's my map. People know this one as well. So this one's really new. It's a lot of fun. I made everybody play it in multiplayer today. The streams are really cool. Wait.
Opa.
Send it to me right now. Do you have this? You have this map?
Are you talking about the Frame of Mind?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I'm not sending it to you.
No, I said I need Frame of Mind, and the installer was like, I'm sending it to you. Do you have this?
Oh.
Do you have it on the installer?
Opa. By Opa.
Hopa.
Yeah, it's Opa map.
I should re-upload that.
Oh, Hopa. You send Hopa.
Wapo.
I have one more. This was like the easiest one, and you were worried. You guys were worried.
It's just stream. I don't know what this is.
What is that?
Oh wait, I know what it is.
Fuck.
I don't.
It's one of my map too.
That's my map. I made this. It's been a
I
while.
made it.
Oh wait, I made this. Yeah.
No, it's not phrase. Oh, I forgot to write it. I don't know. It looked like
To
a
be honest, I have
basic
not played
stream.
that.
Base maybe not that though. Oh, it's there. Okay, never mind. The thing is that it's obviously like a stream map, but per edition is guff.
I liked it though.
I hate it. It's one of my worst map, I believe. It's also one that has the most upvote for some reason.
Well, lights make a huge difference. I turn them off on purpose because they make it so much easier. Because lights also give away other parts of the song. Like, they usually represent other sounds that are happening. And so if you can't see the BPM or the beat in general when you're watching the GIF, then a lot of times the lights just 100% give it away. So I turn them off.
Re-upload blogger. I was #1 for some time.
Now this one's difficult for people. People are pretty split. It's like 30% the top for tool assisted, 17% for Paradisian, 26 and 26. Like very even split in chat. So this is the one time I got chat. Chat was actually really good at it this round. If I put a PP map up, everybody fucking knows it in about 3 seconds. Is what I've noticed with the chat.
Those darn farmers.
PP
What was
farmers.
it?
What's funny is Hammer helped me record these. So like I stream to Hammer and I play them and he makes the video and then I save the video. And he always forgets, like he couldn't possibly guess. Like
So what is the thing? Which
so,
map is it?
I'll put the results up. Chat
I
did not
I
get
got
this
it
correct.
wrong.
No. That's what chat voted for. You got it correct. It was actually Macaron. So more people in chat thought that it was tool assisted, but you got it right. So yeah, he did message me before I even had the options up, and he got it correct.
The thing is that how I noticed what it was is there's a
That
double
little
just
burst?
before there's a stream and then it does a double and it does a
Oh, the double
like
down.
it does a spiral on the blue one. It's super. I like that part, and it's one of the parts that I like in my macaron.
Yeah, we actually used this map in my tournament. That was how I found it. Like, I had Xander and Puds and Golfu do the song pool for my tournament, and I found a lot of really cool new maps, so that's where I first found it. But it's a really fun stream map. I really like it if you guys haven't played it.
It's
The
pretty
little
chill.
burst streams.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite ones.
I really like this. I really like Book of Law.
My
I
two
actually
favorite
really like
map are
Volcanic.
my two favorite map are Yugure and Macaron. So.
I need to play Yuguri more. You guys did good. You got every single one. You were worried that you were going to join Freak as the second mappers to get them incorrect, but you got every single one. Yuguri gives me bigly arm pain.
Big Yugure is easy PP.
Oh, is it a PP song? I don't think I've played it.
Yeah.
Maybe I have. I might not be able. Is it hard? I might not be able to beat
No,
it. That might be.
it's really not hard.
Oh, maybe I
It's just
haven't.
up and down.
It's
I mean, that's
almost
the whole game,
second
Hex.
page BP map.
It's just up and down.
It's just hit the notes.
I believe like the middle part is the most hard part because the crossover, and you have to not hit your saber together.
Clap your hands.
Exactly.
What's the worst hand clap you guys have ever had? Do you remember the song that it happened with?
No.
God, I do. Have you ever clapped like so? Do you remember Hex ever clapping really hard? Have you ever clapped hard?
I don't think I've ever clapped.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Maybe
ever
like
clapped
touched
either.
my controllers, but that's the most.
Mine was on Nice to Meet You. Oh, Xander clapped on Volcanic. New Volcanic or old
I
Volcanic?
have never fucking clapped.
And what system are you guys on? Vive? I was gonna call it Hex TC Vive instead of HTC Vive. Are you on Vive or Rift?
Pog.
Yes.
Which one?
I'm on Oculus.
Oculus. What about you? Soup.
I'm on Vive, and I use Claw Grip.
Claw grip. What about you? What grip do you use, Hex?
K grip.
K grip.
The thing is that I use Claw Grip, and I use so much arm that I never clap my hand.
All right. So now we're gonna switch over, and Klouder is going to be taking questions from the chat this time. She's going to be asking y'all's questions. So if you have any questions that you want to ask of Hexagonial and Soup, now is the time to do it. And you can just ask them in chat. We'll just make a little list and we will kind of go through them.
Mm-hmm.
Any sense default.
Where is reality check 10 laying?
What do you do outside of Beat Saber?
Not much, actually.
Not much, smile. I play video game.
What other games do you play?
I play Call of Duty Black Ops 1. And also a lot of zombie in Black Ops.
And we talked about it a little bit. They're both in school. Well, Soup just graduated last year, and Hex is in his senior year. So we talked about that a little bit.
But yeah, I work a lot, and when I don't work, I play like pretty much anything or I map. I don't really know.
Do you have a favorite danceable map? I'm not sure the terms, but I mean more movement than difficulty.
My Rockefeller Street.
Which one?
The one I
Question
uploaded.
mark? No, but like Rockefeller Street question mark?
The
Or
one
like
you made.
or Rockefeller Street.
I will link it.
Because I really like the Rockefeller Street mix, like the.
I don't play any dance maps, so I don't know.
Oh, send it to me, and I'll put it in
Yeah,
chat.
same. The only one I played is my own.
It won't show up. Link it
Shaking
in
my
your
head.
chat.
Yeah, Rockefeller Street by Not Razin's good.
It's the best one.
It's really good.
Oh, there you go.
Right, Room for Jatastic. I almost fell trying to do that song.
And I'm gonna post the one that I like too. I make everybody play this when we play multiplayer.
My favorite non-hexagonial PPV1 map? I don't know.
Also, Hex, how is your birthday going?
It's going pretty well. Thanks to the community.
Yeah, how was your stream? Was
Aww.
it fun?
Yeah, it was pretty good, but my shoulders hurt a lot right now.
How long did you play for? Because like I came home and you were still going.
3 hours, I think.
Oh my lord.
Oof. Hex, what is your favorite VR game other than Beat Saber?
I actually haven't played very many outside of Beat Saber.
What have you tried?
I've tried Robo Recall, but I think that's pretty much it. Along with VR chat.
Haven't tried Audica?
Nope.
What do you main in Smash?
Yeah, do you
Okay,
guys play Smash?
I'm about to say something pretty bad, but I don't play Smash.
Not even once?
I never played Smash.
When I do, I just mash the buttons.
Bogger.
Do you guys ever play VR chat anymore? Or is it rare?
I get too motion sick.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
I
Do you get
used
motion
to.
sick in other games?
Other games, it's probably just teleporting, like Robo Recall. It didn't
okay.
do anything.
Oh, I get motion sick in Beat Saber even.
Really?
Yeah, I've gotten more used to it, and I like sleep in VR chat almost every day. So
Yeah,
I don't
heard...
have any motion sickness.
Do either of you get motion sickness in like outside of VR, like when you're driving in cars?
I get motion sickness when I'm a passenger in a car, but in VR I can literally go upside down, do backflip while not moving and not get motion sickness. I started playing in 2016, and my brother had a lot of like experimental game on his computer, and I used to play a lot of them, and they were all like super glitchy and had pretty much stuff that people that have motion sickness are probably not gonna like. I really like the feeling.
Do you get motion sick on boats? Is that true?
Yes, I will not ride a boat anymore.
I didn't even ride in the boat. I was just sitting in it, and it was stable.
Oh my god! Did you like throw up in a boat, Hex? Were you guys in a boat together? Were you in a boat with Klouder? What? I don't understand. Tell me this story.
Huh?
You guys, the way that you guys answered that question, it sounded like you guys were in a boat together and you both got sick. But like, I was like, dang, where were you guys? Like, was it a small boat? Was it like a rowboat? Was it like a large boat?
I mean, my boat was like kind of small. It's one that my cousin owned, and we went on there to play blackjack. But I just felt terrible
the whole time. What about you, Hex? How did you find out that you get sick in boats?
By riding one.
Was it like a small boat though, or like a big boat?
Yeah, it was a small one. It wasn't like a big ship or anything.
Huh. I wonder if you get sick on a big boat. Because I've never
probably
gotten seasick.
Less.
Yeah,
probably less.
I don't get sick on airplanes.
Because like smaller, it's more likely to shake and be noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. See, I don't get motion sick in cars at all. Like, I can be a passenger, I can read, I can be on my phone, I can... Yeah, it's nuts. Like, I don't... But in VR, I used to get really sick. But it's kind of like getting sea legs, where, like, if you do it, you know, more and more and more, like, you get more and more used to it. And, yeah, now I don't anymore. Like, very rarely. I want to play some zero gravity games, though, like Echo Arena and, like, Echo Combat, and see what that's like, because I imagine that would be pretty rough.
Hex, have you hurt your wrist in VR yet?
Yes.
Is that the only joint that you have hurt? What about you, Soup? Have you hurt any joints?
I have never hurt myself, or I never feel like I never had any problem with Beat Saber. I can play like all day, and but the thing is that I don't use wrists, so it's really easy for me to play. I use all arm. And arm ill fast.
I use a lot of arm as well. Like, I really don't use my wrists. I wear elbow braces and like pad things while I play as well, so I can't swing my elbows too much because I was starting to have elbow pain.
I feel the same as if I went lifting, basically. So the next day, probably gonna feel like bad. It's not like it doesn't hurt.
Right, like it's sore, like it's a good pain.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
There's a pretty big difference, right? When you have like the stab, like when it starts to be like stabbing pain or very sharp pain, that's a big no-no. But general soreness is usually okay. But always check with your doctor if you have a lot of soreness while you're playing Beat Saber. Please don't hurt yourselves because I said that. And stretch. Do you guys stretch? You're gonna say no. Both of you are gonna tell me no.
I stretch before playing.
You do?
I don't.
That makes me so happy. I'm so glad that you said that. Hex stretches before he plays. It's actually so important. Please.
I do not stretch before, but I do stretch after.
Okay, that's better than nothing. It is better.
Yeah.
It's better actually after than before.
Well, you should do a little bit of dynamic stretching before you play, just like shoulder rolls and some wrist stretches at least. You do use a lot of arm, which is good. You don't use a lot of wrist.
I use more arm, but for some reason my wrists end up hurting.
You probably actually use more wrist than you think that you're doing, right? And it's, people don't realize that, like, in sports, you usually have a coach that's, like, watching your form and, like, what you're doing, and they're making sure that you're not fucking yourself up. And even, like, drummers, that are learning to drum and they're using a lot of wrist, they're doing exercises and stretches that are building the muscles that are required to do that. And when you're playing Beat Saber, nobody's helping you with that, and so people can really hurt themselves.
Yeah. Hex, why don't you play ranked maps other than your own?
Because I don't want to farm.
I'm not a farmer.
Mr. 4-digit. Also, Hex, if you were offered an official map position at Beat Games, would you take it?
Probably. But
Yeah,
I
that'd
wouldn't
be so
be
cool.
good at mapping lower difficulties.
Well, how would you... Here's a follow-up question to that. So Freak was talking a little bit about how... I can't say the guy's name. I'll just call him Jay. Because his last name's difficult. How picky he is. And that a lot of times the maps that get sent to him get changed tremendously. Would that be difficult for you? For somebody to change your work tremendously?
As long as there's a reason behind every change. Because I know they're limited with tracking and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder about that. Because,
That
like...
could be a fun experience, though, seeing what it's like.
God, working for Beat Games, right? Like, then you're literally music and video games and, like, something that you love doing and you're getting paid for it. That'd be so sick.
Yeah. The dream job.
You play like a drummer. Putz is a drummer.
Yeah, Freak did drums too.
Yeah, Freak played, like, everything. That was actually really
Musical
impressive.
prodigy.
Yeah.
Hex, are you ever mapping overkill?
No. Well, maybe. If I ever get any ideas.
Another.
We could do Overcharge V2.
That's not a bad idea.
Auger. What do you say?
I'm a drummer, kind of. I actually have never played any musical instruments. I was in dance for a long time. I took ballet and tap and hip-hop. But I had to have surgery on my toe from ballet, and I stopped doing dance.
I've had a good amount of music lessons. And I
Classically
might be
trained
taking
dancer.
voice lessons.
Oh, that's not voice lessons are awesome. I wish I could sing.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to. My sister's really, like, she plays
I
piano
wish I
and she
could
sings.
too. That's why I'm trying. When is countdown 3, 2, 1 V2?
V3.
V3. Tell them.
I might work on that.
How do you guys pick songs to map? Like, is it just stuff that you're, like, listening to and you love, or does it speak to you? Does it play, like, how do you listen to music? Do you have Spotify on and, like, let it recommend stuff, or do you have, like, a set playlist?
I just scroll through my Osu song list and see which ones I can visualize a map for.
What I do is I have Spotify and I also have YouTube Premium. So if the thing that I have a lot of thing for my car. So when I'm listening to stuff, I listen to Wii music in my car, and that's pretty much it. All the ones that I like, I listen to them a lot, and I just end up charting them. But I never finish them, so kind of sad.
Speaking of weebs, do you guys watch anime? Are you weebs?
Disgusting.
Occasionally I do.
Occasionally. I just finished season 3 of Attack on Titan today.
Anime is for losers.
Winners. You said winners wrong.
Cool
You
people.
stuttered. Imagine being a weeb.
Imagine
I
not
only
being
watch
a weeb.
hentai.
True.
Huh?
Hentai is good. Here we go. This is the side quest we're going on it, and we need to stop right now. So that was questions from chat. That was it. So see, look, we were here for like an hour and a half, over an hour and a half. You guys did. That wasn't that hard, right? It wasn't. It was easy,
That was
right?
the hardest thing I've done in my life.
No! You did
Oh,
such a good job! Hi, Sion. So
Hi.
we're going to, today is Hexagonial's birthday. He's been talking to us for about an hour and a half. I'm going to ask a couple of closing questions here, and we're going to get ready to do the giveaway. We're going to also give Hex a t-shirt. Did you pick out which design you wanted? You can have any design you want out of the merch store. I have 4 now. 4 designs. And we're...
I want Quick Drone to win a t-shirt. He didn't get his t-shirt last time.
From what?
You won a giveaway, I think, and you never received t-shirt.
Oh, no, we haven't sent those out yet. We had an issue. Like, we lost the whole list. We should have messaged everybody individually, but they're going to be sent out. Yeah. No, nobody has gotten theirs yet. And then we had to, like, re-message everybody and get their addresses and stuff again, because it was on my laptop, because Hammer was at my house. By the way, if you won one, I'm sorry. I thought Hammer messaged everybody. Hammer was on my laptop. He had, I made him a user account, and he put all the lists there, and then he went home, and I didn't realize he had saved it on my laptop, and I deleted that account, like the extra account off my laptop, and I lost the list. Yeah, so I'm very sorry. I'm very, very sorry about that, but it will be sent out. It's actually going to be sent out with this one. I'm just going to do them all at once. But yeah, so what I kind of like to ask at the end is just a couple of questions to close up. How has Beat Saber kind of changed your life, and what do you think the future of Beat Saber is going to look like?
It helped me get away from Osu.
It helped you get over your Osu addiction?
Evil game.
What about you, Souk? How has it changed your life?
It actually depends. It's not really that changed my life, but it's just like I have something to look up for. Like, I just want to get good at the game. So, and I didn't have like any other game before, but I used to play a lot of game, but now I have the game that I play and I invest my time in. So it's not that it changed my life, but the community is what pretty much changed my life, I guess. Because I'm always on
same.
Discord now.
Pretty much everybody I talk to plays Beat Saber, right? Like, all of my best friends I've pretty much met through here now.
Like the early day of the community was really great.
You can do it. Angry. You're close. I believe in you.
Alright, this is really hard.
There you go. Good
Okay,
job.
thanks.
And then what about the future of Beat Saber? Do you think it's going to be around for a little while?
It seems like it.
I think so. I think the Quest is going to have like a pretty big impact on VR in general, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, I believe that the game is gonna last until Mapper's Day.
I feel like even like if this generation of mappers goes away, I think new ones will just keep coming in, right? You see new people all the time. Well, at least
Yeah, but I don't feel like we have many Mapper though.
No, I feel like it's getting more and more healthy, but yeah, but I don't feel like people quit as often as people come in. So I feel like we're getting more, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's growing. At least for now.
But also, I would argue that like the people that come into mapping sometimes just try like 1 or 2 things and never
And
like
then leave.
put out actual like good chart, and they never really improve, I guess. Sometimes you just make one good map and then they continue making similar map that are not that great. I
It's
don't know.
definitely hard, and it's definitely difficult to come in to a mapping community that is as robust as it is now, because a lot of the mappers that have been around forever, that have been kind of playing and or mapping from the start, have also been able to watch how mapping has changed and grown and how Beat Saber has changed and grown, and so that's pretty invaluable. You know what I mean? To helping them be good mappers. But I've seen new people. DE is
what was
pretty
the
new, and
What was the question? I didn't hear.
oh, it was if you think what do you think the future of Beat Saber is? Like if it'll be around in a year? I think it will.
So yeah, I personally am gonna continue playing, so it's not too bad. I don't think there's a lot of people that are gonna stop like in a huge burst. Like, it's just like we need more of a community. If it's the people in the community that leave, it's more sad. It's like
Agreed. The community is a huge part of it for me too.
the game can have a lot of player, but you need the community for all the mapping is done pretty much in the community and modding and
True.
yeah.
I'm just scared about how good players will be in a year.
Dude, I know, right?
That's why I want to keep up with him.
And not stop playing so you can be like fucking 40 NJS 400 BPM slider jump stream maps.
But the thing is that like I used to be in the top player, but now I'm like pretty much average. That's why I'm
debatable.
I mean not like in average, but in the challenge map player. Like now we have like Jackie, which is absolutely insane, and like I don't know if you saw Oddluke playing.
Average
but
in
he
the
can
top
swing so fast.
0.01% of players. Average out of those people is what he means. He doesn't mean average. In all, right? Like, look, there are hundreds of thousands of people that play this game, and most of them will never be able to play, you know, or cannot even fathom playing past Expert Plus, you know?
Yeah, I see that. But it's more like I'm comparing myself to the people that I've like always look at too, yeah.
To the top 1%. And
like
then,
I used to look up at Rug Dude. I wanted to be better than him. They used to be like tryharding so much, but I just can't like keep up with Rug Dude. But now he doesn't play much. So the only person that I can look up at is like Jackie Boy, but he's so fucking good.
and Taichi. Taichi's so good.
I mean, I don't really look up at Taichi.
You like more challenge map players then, rather than PP farmers?
Taichi can probably do a lot of challenge map, but he never played them, so I can't really know. So
Yeah.
DK.
Pog dude.
Pog.
We get to see him in a couple of days. He's gonna be at Anime Expo.
Dude, I'm trying to decay, but it's not working. I don't understand.
Oh yeah, I'm Bananan. Hey,
I mean, I don't really look up at Banana, and he's only good at one thing, and it's Vibro. So
is he on Oculus?
He's on Oculus, I think. Majaki is on
Vive.
on
Does
Vive,
he still
yeah.
use trackers to play?
Tracker?
Wasn't Jackie the one that uses like the trackers to
No.
play? Or is that Jack?
No.
Jack, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like Vive trackers.
I only know like
Oh, that was Joshi.
Joshi,
was Joshi.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you, chat.
And he was the first one I think that got an insane score on Freedom Dive with like big stick and like a metal pole with his tracker.
Yeah, he just disappeared.
Like, what the Anime Expo are you going to?
Are you going to Anime Expo? I didn't know you were going.
No,
I'm not
I
going.
saw the question in chat. I'm not going there too.
It was the first 2 million on Freedom Dive.
Yeah.
And then the last question I ask is, do you have any advice for mappers out there that are looking to get into mapping? What would you tell them?
Well, lately I've been seeing a lot of things like it's okay to break the rules and those kinds of movements. But I'd like to tell beginner mappers you should learn how to follow the rules before you can break them.
I think that that is good advice. And when people are on the show and they're talking about that, because mappers are on and they say that often, I see a lot of people, especially ranking team members, that are like, at least read the guideline. And I know they're dying inside, right? Because they're like, those exist for a reason. They help you show what a good map is. Put gallops in your maps. What about you, Soup? What would be your advice to new mappers, people that are interested in mapping?
Don't be offended at feedback. So bad. I I'm actually a really rude person when I give feedback, but the thing is that I feel like people want something to work. They like if they see a pattern and they really want to see that pattern work, and they're gonna argue for nothing. Sometimes
Is
it's pretty.
that one of the really hard things for you, Hex, when you give feedback? Are people just not open to it?
I've never really had anyone just outright deny the feedback.
Really? I'm actually
It's not
really
really.
surprised.
It's like a lot of mappers just find something they can chart to, and like people like, but then they continue doing those same thing and never like really improve and get stuck in a kind of loop of same map. So I don't know. You should be creative, I guess. Just try to gimmick try to find gimmick and take as much feedback as the people give you.
And yeah, what Raxon's saying, this is something we talk about a lot, is when you ask for help and when you ask for constructive criticism, like, don't take it personally. Just try and grow from it as much as you can, which can be really hard. Like, it's a learned skill, taking feedback. I write, and when I first started giving my writing to people and having them critique it and sending it back to me, it was really difficult, right? Because it's something that you created, it's something you made, and you want it to be good. But yeah, don't take it personally. Just like be open to feedback, open to
For me, it's really hard to give feedback without being rude sometimes, because a lot of mappers come in with like they want their stuff ranked, but like it's really not that good, and it's like most of the stuff isn't rankable. So how do you find a way to say to that person, redo your map entirely to be rankable?
Yeah, we've talked about this a little bit too. Is one of the ways is you can sandwich it. You know, you give a little bit of good feedback right at the start, like, "Hey, it's awesome that you are mapping," because I mean, that is awesome. Like, we need more mappers, but this, and this need to be changed. And then people just reading the guidelines, because I've heard that a lot too from ranking team members. It's like people submit maps for ranking, but it's almost like they haven't read the guidelines at all. You know, like a lot of stuff is just completely unrankable in the map. So just taking the time to read and understand kind of what the ranking criteria is before submitting it.
When I think I got better at mapping is when I actually could visualize what I was doing in the editor. Like the editor, when you know what you're doing and you can visualize like the pattern. I move my arm when mapping, and I try to do the pattern, and you can tell like that. So
Yeah, some people say finger sabers too.
yeah, just by moving, you can tell if something feels wrong, or I don't know. And I did that for Yu-Gi-Oh! That was the first map that I actually visualized what I was doing, instead of trying to gimmick and yeah.
Uninstaller, congratulations on your continued existence. Your map sucks. You got the metadata right. Good job. Like, yeah, there you go. The BPM was correct. That was good job on that, setting up the map. And then telling them they need to change everything. Well, awesome. We've been here for almost 2 hours now. I told you guys you could do it. You did a really good job. Happy birthday, Hex. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Did you want to... I'll let them say bye to you guys, chat. Say bye to Hexy and Soup. thank them for being here. It is Hexagonial's birthday, so make sure that you add him in my Discord in
Happy
general so that he has
birthday.
lots of pings. Say happy birthday, Hex.
Pog, pog, pog.
I really enjoyed listening to you guys talk about your maps and your history with Beat Saber. I had fun. If you want to show Hexy some love, there is his donation. I'm going to be giving Hexy a shirt. Have you picked a shirt? Which design do you want? Fox Girl, Cat Girl, original design, Rhythm Game of Thrones. Hell yeah, that's a good one. I was wearing that today and I got 2 comments on it. It was so cool. So he's going to get the Rhythm Game of Thrones design, and I'm going to give away 1 t-shirt in chat today. Also, if you won the original giveaway, I thought we messaged everybody to explain what happened, but we're going to definitely do that tomorrow and make sure everybody knows. We're sending those out on the 1st now, once I have the new list. If you don't... So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys, I'm going to mute and deafen, and then I'll do the giveaway, and I'll just hop back in really quick, and we'll have a little chat. But you did awesome. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys showing up and talking to us about mapping and Beat Saber. And thank you, Klouder. You did so good with the questions.
Thank you.
Say thank you, Klouder. Hi. And if you guys are following these guys, you can. Make sure that you give them a follow. They stream Beat Saber. Klouder streams Minecraft and art and all sorts of comfy stuff. Yeah, it's Klouder than Steel. That's my new favorite thing.
No.
Alright, I'm gonna mute and deafen. I turn my music back on. I'll be right back, guys. I love you. Thank you so much. They did such a good job, didn't they? They were nervous. Alright, so if you haven't entered the giveaway, make sure that you do so now. We are about to close up the stream. We were talking to Hexagonial and Souk today. Go download all of their maps. Check them all out. Make sure you enter to win the giveaway. I'll be doing the drawing here in a few minutes. Exclamation point Hex B-Day to make sure that you're entered. 1 t-shirt of your choice. Hex is doing Rhythm Game of Thrones. You can check out all the merch. Her. So if you, and you have to be following, so make sure you're following. And I'll go ahead and close it now, and I will get ready to do the draw. Here we go. MixQ. MixQ has to be in the chat. We give them 2 minutes. Is A56, are you there? We want a t-shirt for Hex's birthday. I don't see them on the viewer list. This is good. This is good news for you if you're in the chat. They might not be here. They may have left. I said 2 minutes though. We'll give them 2 minutes. Maybe they have me up on a tab somewhere. Did you have fun, Hexy? You did a good job. Did you have fun, Soup? Give us another chance, Bog. Crab. MixQ's gone crab. Crab, MixQ's gone crab. One minute has passed. We give them 1. Kitty's in my lap. She is a ball. Hi, Kitty. You sleepy? Are you hungry? Which one? So after this, I'm gonna hop into VRC and I'm gonna dance tonight. And then tomorrow I will be in Vancouver, so there will be no stream. Sunday I will be casting the SSS tournament right at the end. I'll cast for a little bit with Klouder, my lovely co-host. And then I have a match that I'm going to lose for the VR League for Final Assault because I haven't played any of the maps, nor have I played the game for longer than 3 hours. But next week, I'm going to be prepared. Alright, it's been 2 minutes. I will re-roll that. You guys get another chance. Oh, I think Toki's here. Toki? Say something. You've been here the whole time. I see them in the chat list. I add them. Message them if you know them, if they're your friend. How come it's letting me at them? They're definitely on my viewer list. Hi, you want a shirt? Yes, hello, hi. You want a t-shirt? Any shirt you want, design from her. Make sure you send a message to one of my mods. What size you want, which design you want. You'll have to give us your address, but I promise I've never shared that information with anybody. I hope you enjoy it. You can thank Hexagonial because it's Hexy's birthday and that's why we're doing it. Hexy gets a shirt. No worries, you were in chat, you responded in time. Congratulations. Hex is very cute. Hex is a genius. Alright, who do you guys want to go say hi to? Let's take a look. We have lots of options. Atomic is streaming. I never get to raid Atomic. Muffin is streaming. You guys want to go say hi to Tay? You guys get to pick. We'll let Hexy, is Awesome streaming? Oh, there's so many people on my list. Awesome, I don't see Awesome. Yeah, who we go say hi to? Denarian. Oh, Awesome did just start. Emma's playing something else. He's playing Oos. Yeah, let's say hi to Awesome. So Awesome's gonna be in my Anime Expo house. He's quite good. Kontori, no. Are you gonna play VRC tonight by any chance? I'm gonna play VRC tonight. Get your copy pastas ready. We're gonna go freak Awesome Sauce out. We're gonna go say hi to him. He's going to be in my Anime Expo house. So I'm really excited about that. I get to hang out with him in just a couple of weeks. And thank you again to Hexy and Soup. You guys did this super last minute for me. I'm so glad that you did it. I had so much fun talking to you guys. I've actually been wanting to like hang out and talk. Like I'm kind of a fangirl. I think I hit it very well, but I've been wanting to like hang out and talk to Hex for a really long time. Because he's really one of my favorite mappers. So that was actually really cool for me. He's like, you know, one of the mappers that I've looked up to the most since I started playing. So that was actually kind of very cool for me. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun. I'm going to hop in and talk to them really quick. I'm going to send you guys to say hi to Awesome. Get your copy pastas ready. And I will see you guys later this week. Yes. Oh, and then next Friday for BloqTalk, Danny Hopper from Cube Community and Charlie a Farting Hippo are going to be at my house. They're coming to visit me in Canada before we go to Anime Expo. And yeah, so we are going to do a BloqTalk from here, live, so you guys can talk to both of them. That'll be really fun. Yes, get in the raid. Get ready. We go say hi. I love you guys. Have wonderful evenings. Hopefully I see some of you in VRC. We dance. Yes? Yes. Here we go.